Karson and Kennedy on Mix 104.1. Also quickly want to say hello to everybody from Newton North High School. We actually have a couple of students from Newton North in studio this morning.
Yeah, they're like, we want to follow a garbage radio show and highlight their faults.
Karson and Kennedy's morning talk show is anything but garbage, and they've been keeping commuters entertained with stories, fun, and games for over 16 years and counting. But behind every talk show, there's a host. So I sat down with co-host Carson Tager from Karson and Kennedy to hear his story about what inspired him to get into radio.
I was a kid that moved around a lot. So because of my mom's career and just happenstance in life, we moved a lot. I went to 13 different schools from 1st to 12th grade. And what became my friend was the radio. And I would keep it under my pillow. And when I would go to bed at night, I would turn it up just enough so that I could hear it through my pillow. So even though I was moving all the time, I had the radio as kind of my friend. And so as I got a little bit older, I was like, wow, there might be a career there.
Carson's career as a radio show host has its perks, and he told me about some of his favorites.
You get to do really cool stuff, and you get to meet a lot of creative people. What does John Mayer think about when he writes a song? What does Charlie Puth do when he sits down at a keyboard? You know, getting to pick the brains of these creative people and get to know them on a personal level and how they do that, that's a big perk of the job too.
But for Karson, there's an even better perk of his job.
I'd say one of the best perks for me personally is the time of day that we work, and my day is usually done, you know, middle of the afternoon. So I get to be there every afternoon to pick up my son from school. You know, I get to take him to practices. I get to spend a lot of time with him.
Before we wrapped up the interview, Karson gave us one last piece of advice for anyone aspiring to join this industry.
Find your voice, I think also. That was one of the hardest things for me. I didn't learn that until I was older. I didn't really know who I was. Maybe that goes back to moving around a lot and I couldn't quite figure it out. But I know who I am. You know, I'm a dad, I'm a veteran, you know, I'm a husband, I'm a family guy. So that would be my advice. Learn how to tell stories and figure out who you are and how your story applies to the story you're telling.
Reporting for NNTV, this is Nicolas Quintana and Alex Wymer signing off.